How long? How long? How long? How long? And just holding your hands apart from each other and noticing the energetic connection between the two center palm points, the Qigong points. Taking a deep, slow inhale breath in through the nose. And exhaling through the nose and allowing your hands to drift down. So welcome everybody to Qigong Wainwright's evening class. Tonight we're going to be doing a special tapping, a little bit different from our previous tapping practice, and then that will be followed by the healing sounds. So you, as you noticed in my email, I put the 8 pieces of brocade and tapping. So the 8 pieces of brocade is a very ancient practice that is roughly 1,000 years old, and it was created to help the martial arts and soldiers, practitioners in the mountains of China. So often these martial arts or army people, military people were practicing in the mountains where there weren't a lot of other residents, and in very severe conditions with very cold conditions, and they had war games, and sometimes they were actually fighting, and they rarely had physicians. So they developed a self-maintenance type of routine, which has some really unusual practices. So the one that you know already that we've been doing is where we rub our hands together and we hold our breath and we make the circles around the kidney. So we will be doing that tonight, but there are a couple more. And as we come to, I think I've included 3 of those practices in with our tapping practice. And as we come to that part, I'll just give you a little history behind what it's for. And but I've been practicing them all this time that I've been in Colorado and finding them to be very profoundly healing and rejuvenating. So hi, Jennifer. So anyway, so let's get started. We're gonna, once again, let's warm up our Qigong points. And just starting to make sure that we breathe in and out through the nose. Charlotte is recording tonight's class. The universe is with us because many parts of Austin have no power whatsoever, and Charlotte has power. So yay! Okay, so now let's just rub the hands back and forth. And just continuing to let your long, slow, deep inhaling and exhaling through the nose into the belly. And now let's just tap those center palm points. These are called the human gates of the body. Tap the other one. And lastly, just rubbing the fingernails together, feeling that friction between the nails. We're going to get to enjoy this powerful energy being created as we start off with our Qigong Facial. We actually have 2 facial things tonight. So one of the 8 pieces of brocade is a facial thing too. Okay, so now let's start with the face. So we're just going to be off the skin and bringing the hands up the sides of the nose, out the sides of the forehead, down the jaw, and then to the back of the neck. Bend your head down a little bit and continue. Just do that again. Inhale your fingers up the sides, down around. And just focusing on your skin as you continue to breathe and visualizing your skin receiving this powerful energy, very moist, very clear, very healthy. And smiling. Those smile muscles help your facial expressions as well. Noticing if you can feel the energetic connection between your hands and fingers and your face. And one more time. Okay. 5 years younger. That's what we're visualizing. All right, now moving on to the scalp and brain. We're using our fingers as like energy laser beams, and we're going to start going right down the center part, touching your fingernails on your skin, the skin of your scalp. Then we come down a little bit to the side of that center line, bring it down, and continue just moving down a little bit each time. And visualizing the energy from your fingertips penetrating deep into the scalp. Now we're going to go that same line again, just down just above the ears. I'm going to work our way up again, stimulating the scalp, penetrating deep down into the brain, the central nervous system, deep into the deep glands of the brain. Now repeating on that center line again. And focusing your attention on the scalp, the hair, the brain. And working our way back slowly. And coming back to the center line. And one more time down the center line. So 3 full sets of 2. Slightly out. Just above the ears, all the way to the nape of the neck. And now repeat it back up. Down the center line. Okay, all right, so that's our scalp rejuvenation. And so now our first piece of the 8 pieces of brocade, they're called the 8 pieces of brocade because brocade is considered to be one of the finest fabrics that you can wear. And this is to make kind of like a protective fabric over your body, an energetic cloak. Okay, so we're going to start off with 36 biting your teeth. So making a sound, letting your back teeth together. So I'll just let you know what this is for. This is to when you, I've come across this in the research again this month. When you bite down on your teeth, you actually are stimulating the stem cells in the sutures of your skull, and you're signaling to the body to produce bone. Okay, so just focus your attention inward and start to slowly bite your teeth together. That's 36. Just keep your attention focused there. Okay, first piece. And now we're going to move to the ears. So since it's our evening practice, I'm going to start by just rubbing and massaging your earlobes, the outer earlobe. So this outer edge is where the triple warmer points are. So very good for heating up the body, but then also many different other points on the ears. So we're going to work inside, in below the inside the tips of the ears. The knees are this part up in here. Focus on that and notice if there's anywhere that you're rubbing, squeezing your fingers together, stimulating this whole ear. Notice if there are any tender points. That's a signal of a point that might need a little extra help sometime when you're watching TV and no one's watching you. And then taking the little fingers and putting them inside your ears and just making little circles. And rubbing little circles the other way. So the ears are the gateways to the kidneys, and the kidney is the water balance in the body. All right, now take your ears between your middle finger and index finger and rub. So this bony back part behind your ear corresponds to the spine, all up and down the spine. So by balancing the kidney energy, either through the ears or through the feet or through the kidneys directly, we are creating a healthy, moist water balance. Very good for the winter. Okay, and now just let your hands come down and notice. Okay, so the second piece of the 8 pieces of brocade is really for making sure that the energy channels of the neck are open. So there are 4 major arteries that go through the neck, and also the vagus nerve travels down through the neck to almost all the organs in your body. Okay, so this is just called turning the head to the side, but we do it with a kind of breathing that we've been practicing for the last several weeks, which is inhaling and then holding briefly, 3 seconds, and then exhaling. So just follow along with me. And make sure that you are sitting up very straight. If you can, slightly poke out your tailbone, and same thing with the way we usually have our shoulders down and back and the back of the neck slightly lifted. This is very important for this particular activity. So just take a deep inhaling breath into the belly. And as you exhale, gently turn your head to the left, straight to the left. And now stretch up just a little bit, stretch your chin up and stretch your eyes to the back. And now inhale back to the center. Pause at the center. And exhale as you turn to the right. Slightly lifting, hold, eyeballs look to the back. And inhaling back to the front. Pause and continue. Exhale. Inhale back to the center. Pause, exhale. Pause, look. Inhale back to the center. Pause, exhale, turn. Hold and look. Inhale back to the center. Pause. Exhale, look. Straighten up a little and inhale back to the center. And one more set. Pause. Exhale. Stretch. Inhale back to the center. Pause. Exhale. And look. Coming back to the center. So ideally, in the 8 Pieces of Brocade practice, you work up to doing 24 times, because all central nervous system issues, a lot of cardiovascular issues, a lot of stress gets held in the neck. And so that's one of the most important areas to keep open and focus on all times of the year. Okay, so the fourth thing we're going to learn, that's going to be all the new stuff tonight, is the funniest of all. So I told you that we're going to do a second Qigong Facial exercise, and this is it. And you start out by taking your tongue and making circles on top of your gum all the way around like this, like this. When I first started doing this, it was very difficult, but ideally we're going to do 9 times in one direction, and we're going to do 9 times in the other direction. And if you get tired, just wait it out. Okay, so let's do that together. Okay, that was 9 for me. Now I'm going to go the other direction. Now just wait and keep your mouth closed and feel the saliva starting to flood into the mouth. Just let that saliva collect, don't swallow it. And then we're going to do rinsing with the saliva. So this part is very good for your facial muscles. We're going to go like this. Now hold it and just swallow a little bit. Now swallow a little bit more. And visualize the saliva flowing all the way down into your stomach, into your lower dantian. And now swallow the rest. And keeping your mind focused on the lower dantian, just below the navel. So saliva is very alkaline. It helps to combat inflammation in the body. It's also something that really helps us to digest our food, which is why you're always encouraged to chew so long. But if you do this exercise a couple of times a day, anytime, random times, over time, it can have a very healing effect on not only the digestive system, but the entire inflammatory system. So that's one we'll be doing off and on over the next couple of months too. Okay, so now back to our regular tapping. So we take our hands together and we're going to tap on the T1, C7, that big vertebra on the back of where the neck meets the spine. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, good. So that's opening up all the meridian lines to the arms and hands. And we're just going to do a little bit of settling the energy of the head again with our haw sound. So let's interlace our hands together and push our hands up towards the ceiling, just stretching a little bit, moving side to side, loosening up your back, being sure to have your chin tucked in Head slightly lifted. And now we're going to bring the hands down and say the ha sound. And now inhale the hands up again. Big inhale and ha sound. Sending that energy down into the earth. And again, inhale. And release. Okay, good. Now moving on to the arms. So today we're going to start by tapping down the arms and around the fingers and up the insides of the arms. So this is the opposite the way we usually do it. Round the shoulders, down the outsides, up the insides, and giving our arms a little smile, sending a little love. And now coming across the collarbones and going over to the other side. And up on the shoulders, down the outside. Up the inside. And again. Good girl, good boy. Little pats. Okay, and the last tapping of the upper body, we're going to do our da ball points just at the base of the armpit. So 36 times. Picturing your heart center opening up. One, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, and moving to the other side. Thirty, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, and the last thing, we're just going to settle this energy down the front of the body. So let's inhale the hands up, making a triangle shape, a heart shape, and exhale, visualizing the energy moving down the front of the body. So inhale up and down, exhale. Continuing this 7 more times. Two more, inhale up the back, down the front, settling the emotions, settling the digestive energy. Last one. Okay, so now we're going to move to the lower body. So we're going to start with the jumping circle points, 36 times, really hard tapping. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And now just tapping up and down that outer IT band. Little taps closer to the top, closer to the middle. Just seeing where you're holding tension there. Okay, and now switching to the other side. Okay, 36 times again. One, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And now up and down. Okay, and now we move to the groin points, the quad. These are also known as the leg gates. So really, if you're ever having cold feet or poor circulation in the legs, these quad points could be a place where your energy is not flowing correctly. Now let's go down. I like to go close to the top of the leg first time I go down, and then I move down a little bit to the middle line. These are the 3 different paths that the yin meridians make down the inner legs. So wanting to see that all of these pathways are nice and clear and open. Okay. Okay, now take your hands to your knees. So we're going to use some of this powerful energy that we've activated in the hands. Just place the hands on top of the knees and place your attention in the knees. Feeling the connection between your hands and your knee area. And now start to just make a gentle circle, moving the chi into and around the knees, and using a visualization of feeling that these movements are invigorating and rejuvenating the cells all around and in the knees. Hands are just lightly on top of your clothing. Sending your healing intention and circling back the other way. And once again, just letting your hands rest on the knees and noticing any difference. I feel more twitching, tingling, more activation. Okay, and now moving down to the chicken spot, as Robert Payne calls it. So stomach 36, very good for your digestion. So we're going to do that a side karate chop here, 36 times. Thirty, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, so you might want to slip off your shoes for the last thing we're going to do is the activation of the kidney 1 points, which are right here at the base of the ball of the feet. And as I said, the ears are connected to the kidneys themselves back here, and then the feet are also connected to the kidneys. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of rubbing, sandwiching the ball of the foot between your hands, creating a little friction, a little warmth, opening up those tissues. And now flexing your toes back, we're going to hit on the bottom of the feet and just visualize that that's one part of the drum and the other part of the drum is on your low back. Okay, so let's do that 36 times. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and continuing to hold your foot and breathe in deeply into the low back and visualize that energy moving up the inside of the leg through the lower abdomen and into the kidneys. And as you exhale, let your attention continue to rest in that area and just circulate that energy, visualizing blue light if you like. And another big inhale. Circulating. And again, inhale up the leg. Low back expands. And exhaling, circulating that energy in the kidney area. And release that foot and take the other foot and start to warm up, rubbing the foot. Now holding the feet together and tapping the bottom of the foot. Smiling to your foot. It's important, if not more so than your hands and arms. I'm grateful for my feet. Force 35, 36, and continuing to hold and inhaling up the leg. Circulating, exhaling. Again, inhaling. Feeling the lower back expand. Hold. Exhale. And one last time. Inhale. Exhale, circulating. And releasing your foot. Okay. So that was it for our tapping, and I hope you enjoyed the new parts from the 8 Pieces of Brocade, and I'd love your feedback anytime you're available for that. So just wait a minute till the recording stops.